everyone, this is the week 9 discussion post. So my first takeaway from this week came from the video, Invisible Disabilities, Seeing Others with Compassion. I liked everything that she talked about during her talk. She talks about how we can't see all disabilities, which is why we need to be compassionate and understanding towards others when we get frustrated. I think this is really important because it's so easy to get involved in our feelings that we tend to forget what others may be feeling or going through. She gives the suggestion that when you don't connect with someone right away, just give it another try. She says don't walk away, but rather lean in closer, and I think this is an important reminder because it'll lead to a better classroom environment. My next takeaway from this week came from the video, What Does My Headscarf Mean to You? I found her to be so inspiring to have done such a diverse amount of things that not many people would recognize at first glance. She says that bias is something that has to be identified, acknowledged, and mitigated against. I think this was an important reminder that we all have our biases in our lives, but what we do with those biases is something that we can all work on. I also really liked the challenge she gave everyone, and that challenge was to mentor someone different, someone that was nothing like you. I think this is powerful because we are all part of the system and we can all be part of the solution. My final takeaway from this week is from the video, The Consciousness Gap in Education, an Equity Imperative. My takeaways from this video include the 3 questions she asks educators, and those questions are, how does my own social location, my race, my class, my gender, my religion, and so on, shape my mindset about teaching and learning, the students I am serving, and the practices I act out? And then, what is it more that I need to know about what I don't know around those things related to culture, power, and difference? Where can I learn that material? And lastly, how can I be a more critically race-conscious leader and instructor? She also presents 3 engagements, and those include understand that there is a culture of power that oppresses and suppresses others in order to maintain itself. And then 2, we cannot be colorblind or color mute, and meritocracy is a myth. The difference between feeling proud and feeling superior is a small margin in my mind. It is great to feel proud of your religion and share it with others. However, as soon as you try forcing your religion on others because you feel a sense of superiority, that's where things go wrong. That feeling of superiority is what leads to people not liking religion in general. And what people need to remember is that everyone has their own view on religion, and no religion is superior than others. If I were to act that my religion is superior to my students and their families' views, it leads to a classroom where students don't feel safe. And this is not a classroom I want to create for my students. So I need to remind myself to keep religion out of my professional life. As I stated before, I need to keep my religious views out of my personal life, and by doing so, I will create an environment where students feel confident to express who they are without feeling like they may be judged or asked to change. I feel like religious views should have the same implication as political views, in that it should not be discussed in school. As teachers, we should not be pressing these types of views onto our students, and it's not our discussion to have. It's important to describe disabilities without using stereotypical or medical terms because oftentimes we define disabilities as something we can see, but there are many people with disabilities that we cannot see at all. To prevent this idea, we can use the word diversibility, so we focus on a person's abilities rather than their disabilities. After this week's readings, it solidified that as a society, we need to stop enabling people with disabilities because they are capable of so much more than society thinks that they are. We see disability as a bad thing, and to live with that makes you exceptional. But like it was stated in the video, I'm not your inspiration, thank you very much. Disability doesn't make you exceptional, but questioning what you about it does. We need to stop defining people based off of their disabilities and begin to focus on their abilities. And that would change what we think we know about people with disabilities. And then in my future classroom, I will teach students with disabilities by playing to the students' strength. We tend to enable students with disabilities because we believe that they are not capable of achieving the tasks, but need to remember that they are so much more than their disability. I'm not going to have low expectations for those students because of their disabilities, and I will raise genuine achievement for those students. And I got this idea from I'm Not Your Inspiration. Thank you very much. I will also teach my students, all my students, not just disability, to show compassion and understanding for all because you never know what someone may be going through.